Hi folks, how you doing? It's James JT at the movies, and I'm back again for another DVD, Blu-ray and 4K update. This time it is everything that I've picked up in the month of June 2021. So as always, we'll dive into the DVDs, we'll work up to Blu-rays, any special edition Blu-rays that I might have, and then bring it on home with some 4Ks. I will pop timestamps down below just in case, like last time, I ramble on, in case you're only interested in certain formats as well. If you like these sort of videos as well, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and stick around for a few videos more. It really helps the channel to grow. I'd love to have you around. And yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Shall we dive in to some DVDs? Let's do it. So the first one, if you know me, if you're a regular on this channel, you'll know that my biggest guilty pleasure and my biggest sort of hangover from childhood, as it were, is ScoobyDoo. And my favourite ever iteration of ScoobyDoo was a series called The New ScoobyDoo Movies, where ScoobyDoo would team up with celebrities and fictional characters popular for the day. They've actually brought that back under the guise of ScoobyDoo and Guess Who, which I've not actually seen anything of just yet, but they brought the first season out on DVD, and it's got 26 episodes on this across 3 or 4 DVDs, and I'm looking forward to checking this one out soon. The next one I picked up, I've watched about half of this, but I haven't seen the other half. We started watching it at the in-laws. The mother-in-law put it on, and I didn't realise that it was going on for 6 hours long, and so we ended up having to sort of break away, and I needed to know what happened, and they were finishing watching it, so couldn't lend me their copy. So the minute I got home, I ordered it on Amazon, and I haven't got around to putting the rest of it on yet, which is something I don't... Does anybody else do this? Like, if you're watching something, and then you think, I'll have to come back to it later, you never come back to it. So I'm really useless for that, which is one of the reasons I struggle with TV series, because I sort of not lose interest, but sort of like think, oh well, I can't be bothered coming back to that, I'll wait until next Sunday to see it or whatever. And I like to be able to watch things all in one go. But enough about that. It's Stephen King's The Stand, and I know that they've remade this recently, but this is the original one with Gary Sinise. I'm really looking forward to checking out the rest of that then. And then I picked this one up for the cast. If you remember me saying when I did my favourite actors and actresses, if I see something with one of those people in it, I'm going to pick it up as a curiosity. This was a £5 in Tesco's, and it's starring Charlie Sheen, but more importantly Whoopi Goldberg, and it's 9/11. I picked this one up purely for the cast. I don't really know much about it, but Margot Robbie and Simon Pegg is all I needed to know, and that is Terminal. I picked this one up because I've got the first one and enjoyed the first one. I've never seen this, but I've heard that it's a bit of a step down, but I'm looking forward to checking it out anyway at some point. The Whole 10 Yards. This next one I picked up because it's got Samuel L. Jackson in it, to be fair, and I got it in CEX when me and the lads from the band went out for a wander around Harrogate the other week, and it is Against the Wall. This next one I picked up because it was another film that I didn't have in my Jackie Chan collection, and I'm slowly but surely working my way on getting his released filmography on DVD or Blu-ray or otherwise. And this one is gorgeous. I've not seen this film, but the premise sounded interesting, and I'm looking forward to watching it. A classic that I didn't have in the collection. When we were in Harrogate having a nosy round, we popped into a charity shop that was specialising in second-hand media. The lads wanted to look through some records, and I thought, well, perfect opportunity for me to go and have a nosy through the DVDs and Blu-rays. And it's Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell in Overboard. The next one is George Clooney in a film which I've not seen, but I've heard great things about, and I'm looking forward to checking it out, and that is The Good German. I picked this up in our local CEX, mostly because of the packaging, really, and it was a great price. It's a DVD Steelbook from Cinema Reserve, and it is Marilyn Monroe, Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon in Some Like It Hot. So I do need to get these stickers peeled off. In fact, let's do that now, see if we can have a look at what this artwork looks like underneath that. I might need to get something on it to clear it off, because it's looking like it's going to be a pain in the arse. Well, there we go. We've managed to get that one off. So can we get the other one off? Perfect. That one's coming off, no bother. So there we go. That's a better look at the artwork there, is that. And like I say, it's a Steelbook edition. Oh gosh, I'm losing losing a coaster out of it. That's what it looks like on the inside. And I didn't have this film, and then it's got this with it as well, which I think is meant to look like a little sort of like a little mirror, isn't it? So I picked that one up purely for the collectability of the item as well. I thought it was a really cool addition to own. The next one is Dustin Hoffman in Straw Dogs. So this is a DVD copy. I believe the Blu-ray of this is really hard to get a hold of, and I've got the remake, or is it a sequel or something? I know that there's a more modern version. I've got that on Blu-ray and thought for the longest time that that was the film, and then found out that it wasn't. So I've been on the lookout for a copy of that one for a while, and yeah, picked it up and enjoyed that. And then I got this next one in a charity shop where I work. This is the last DVD that I've got. It's a double pack, and I picked it up for Lucky Break, but it also comes with Very Annie Mary as well. So to be right honest, Very Annie Mary isn't probably something I'm going to watch, but Lucky Break sounds like my sort of comedy, so I figured for, you know, I think what was it, 50p? Was it a quid? 50p. I figured I've got to pick that up, haven't I? Let's have a nosy at some Blu-rays, shall we? So, the first one is Henry's Crime. The synopsis sounded good. This is a Pound World pickup, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to grab that. To add to my ever-growing Nicolas Cage collection, another one of his direct-to-DVD jobs that I've yet to see, and this is The Runner. I finally decided to upgrade this series when I saw this film in Poundland for £2, and I thought, do you know what? Yeah, if I can get the other two for cheap, then it's worth doing it. The sort of the two sort of soft reboot sequels, not too bothered about. But this is Jurassic Park. So yeah, Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I loved Jurassic World, but I really didn't like Fallen Kingdom. So I'm not going to bother upgrading them just now, because I don't come back to them anywhere near as much as I come back to that original trilogy. I loved this next one. I'm a huge DC Comics fan, as I'm sure most of you will know if you've been regulars on this channel, and I was really looking forward to watching Batman The Long Halloween Part 1. It was fantastic, and I can't wait for Part 2 to come out later in July. The next one I picked up in HMV, and it was in the, you know, sort of however much it is normally, or $2.99 with any purchase, and so I thought, do you know what, I will pick it up. It's high time I had a copy of it in the collection, and that is The Favourite. This next one I picked up purely for my love, really, or on the back of my love for the film The Abyss. I know that The Abyss had some sort of, basically, production issues that delayed the film from being released, and I think Cameron kept having to go back into editing and doing reshoots and things like that. But what it meant was that all the film companies were able to hightail into production basically knock off films to try and pip them to the post, and this was one of them. And I had a really great time with this. Peter Weller and Daniel Stern in Leviathan. And it's pretty much the same sort of premise as The Abyss, but then there's a little bit of Jaws, and there's a little bit of Alien in there as well, and a little bit of The Thing. So it kind of does its own thing, but it's largely the same as The Abyss. They're underwater workers, you know, they're sort of like, you know, it's like Alien, like truckers in space and then truckers underwater. It's that sort of thing, you know, sort of blue-collar working men sort of interacting with an alien. And I right enjoyed it. I got this one for £1 the same time I picked up the Lucky Break DVD, and that is Simon Pegg in Burke and Hare. I was in CEX and I found Jurassic Park 3 for £1.50. And I also managed to find The Lost World, which I'll show in next month's update, on a really good deal, reduced to clear in HMV as well. So I've now got the trilogy on Blu-ray, and I'm really happy. I suspect that this one will be in most people's updates. So this is Godzilla vs. Kong on Blu-ray. And I'm probably going to have to get another slipcover for this, I'm afraid. I asked Owl Ask to pick it up for us, and obviously the disc's fine, but I don't know if you can see it there, the slip's torn. Now, you can't really see it when it's front on. It's not on the side where the spine is, so it's not going to be something I'm going to urgently rush to do. But when this film drops down in price, and it's in CEX for a couple of quid or whatever, which will inevitably happen over the next, 12, 18 months or whatever, if I find another copy with a decent slip, then I'll buy it to replace the slip. But I'm looking forward to watching that one soon. I've heard great things. So, For anyone who can remember back in May when there was the sort of the day where all the prices seemed to crash on Amazon on physical media and we were getting titles at, you know, £1 odd, £2 odd, I ordered Ghost in the Shell, and it didn't turn up until the middle of June, so I'm including it in this update for you. I've not actually seen this film as yet. I've heard mixed things, and I'm keen to go and make my own mind up. I've been waiting for this next film to come out on Blu-ray as long as I have been a collector. It was one of my dad's favourite films, and I really enjoyed it as well. I have Dad's DVD copy right here, but I've been desperately waiting for The Saint to come out to finally upgrade this. Dad let me have that before he passed away because he wasn't going to watch it. And he knew obviously how much I liked collecting DVDs, but I've been desperately waiting for this one to come out on Blu-ray. So Laura bought me this for my birthday, which was at the beginning of June, and yeah, just absolutely over the moon with it. So thank you so much, sweetheart, for that. That's great. Now, I picked this next one up because the DVD copy that I had was an older pressing of it, and it looked like I was watching a videotape when I went to put it on. So I decided that it was finally time to get it on Blu-ray, and that's Pulp Fiction. And then the last standard edition Blu-ray that I got leads quite nicely on from that one because it's the next film Quentin Tarantino did, and it's Jackie Brown. That film was out of print on Blu-ray for the longest time, and then they've done a recent reissue of it, and I thought, well, do you know what? I'll snap it up while it was there, and I'm really glad that I've done that. Let's now have a look at the limited special edition DVDs that I got. There's only a couple of titles here to show you. So the first one I'm going to show you is again something that my lovely Laura got for my birthday, and this is a CD Blu-ray combo. So this is Mick Fleetwood and Friends, a tribute to Peter Green, and it is basically a celebration concert of the music of Peter Green. It's now been released as a tribute to his memory because actually since this concert was filmed and took place, Peter Green has actually died. But there are some fantastic musicians on this. Now, my favourite band of all time is Fleetwood Mac. I absolutely love anything and everything to do with that band. So I was always gonna get this disc when it came out, and then Laura said, well, why don't I get you it for your birthday? It's coming out around then. So I was like, that'd be lovely. I had the opportunity to go to this concert because it was in London at the Palladium, and I backed out at the last minute because I was sort of thinking, you know, well, I'm gonna have to use my holiday from work, and you know, I basically talked myself out of it. I could have bought a ticket and could have gone down and quite comfortably have afforded it at the time, and for whatever reason talked myself out of it because I think it wasn't going to be the full current lineup of Fleetwood Mac. There was going to be no Stevie Nicks, there was going to be no John McVie, and I sort of, oh well, it'll be, you know, it'll be right. And they said they were filming it, so I was like, oh, I'll catch it on telly or whatever. But you know, we've got, obviously, along with Mick Fleetwood, we've got Noel Gallagher, we've got Dave Bronze, Neil Finn, Christine McVie, Pete Townsend, David Gilmour, you know, Rick Vito, who was in Fleetwood Mac for a time as well, Andy Fairweather Lowe, John Mayall, just so many great names. Jeremy Spencer, even from the original Fleetwood Mac lineup, came back for that gig, and I really do regret not going. The CD sounds fantastic, the concert looks amazing on the telly, and again, thank you, sweetheart, for a lovely little birthday present there. The next one I picked up because it's one that I've been after for a while, because at some point in the winter months of this year, me and my good mate and frequent collaborator Phil are going to be doing a movie marathon. We have a movie marathon every year, and it was born out of doing the James Bond marathon, watching all the films when Skyfall came out on DVD, and we had a great time doing that as stupid teenagers. And then every year afterwards we've done another silly movie marathon challenge that takes us an entire weekend to complete. We've done a selection of Nicolas Cage's filmography, we've done Tommy Lee Jones, we've done all the Batman and Superman movies, we did Ryan Chataway's 24-hour movie marathon one year, and we're always looking for crazy things to do. So this year we decided that we wanted the marathon to be a lottery selection of films out of the IMDb top 250, and there were a couple in there that came out that I didn't have, and so I finally decided to pick up The Hunt, starring Mads Mikkelsen, for the sole purpose of watching it during that marathon later in the year. This next one I picked up because the premise intrigued me, and it's also a David Cronenberg film as well, so that probably stands to be quite good as well, and it's Existence. It's released on 101 Films, is this one. It's got special features, it's got the leader, an interview with Christopher Eccleston, it's got commentaries on it, it's got commentaries from Cronenberg himself, and then other film historians, a making of documentary, and backstage interviews with the cast and crew. And then this last special edition one, before I show you the few 4Ks that I got, is one that my friend Ruben, who's in my band, and I've mentioned him before on the channel, he has a podcast with his brother called Going Jack, which you can listen to on all various platforms that you can listen to your podcasts on, Apple, Spotify, all that sort of stuff. And he recommended this film, said that he heard great things about it, and that it'd be one worth checking out. And so I picked up Black Book. So I am interested to check this one out. It's a foreign language film, but it's made by Paul Verhoeven, who of course folk will know did Total Recall, Starship Troopers, and was it RoboCop as well that he did? But either way, he did Total Recall and Starship Troopers, which are two of my favourite films. So no-brainer for me. I'm sure I'm going to love that. And then finally, let's have a nosy at some 4Ks, shall we? So, the first one I picked up, I really hate this artwork, and I'm really disappointed that we didn't get the fantastic poster art again, and instead we got this crappy sort of zoomed in picture of Arnie. But it's Arnie in Last Action Hero. And I'm really looking forward to checking this one out in 4K soon. And then the final 4K that I got, this is something that again was bought for me for my birthday. My mum and my sister, thank you very much both, teamed up to get this for me, as they know how much of a die-hard fan of this film series I am, and that one of these films is my favourite film of all time, and that is Harrison Ford in the Indiana Jones 4 movie 4K collection. It has Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and Indy and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So obviously it has all of them in today, and then when Adventure number 5 comes out next year, I'll grab that on 4K and have the complete collection then as well. So that has been everything that I have picked up on DVD and on Blu-ray and on 4K in the month of June 2021. Possibly slightly less than normal. And I've just found that when I've been out and about shopping, there's been less that's caught my eye. And I know we're only a couple of days into July as a filming this, but I've been around HMV and a few charity shops and stuff since. And again, I haven't found much in the way of anything that I've been desperate to, like, must get that sort of thing. So I don't know, maybe I go through peaks and troughs like this where there's loads of things out that I want and seem to come across all these sort of like back catalogue titles that I want for the collection, and then I maybe go a couple of 3 months where there's, like, say, some dry spots where it's like there's not much that I pick up and there's not much on the release schedules that I'm after. So we'll see what July's update looks like by the end of the month. Hopefully should be going down to London at some point en route to going to see my mum, so I might get to stop into FOP and pick some stuff up in there as well. I might do a little vlog of that if I do end up doing that. But thank you very much for watching, folks. I really do appreciate you coming by and watching these vlogs. It means the world. Leave me a comment down below with your thoughts on the pickups. Is there anything of the ones that I've not seen that I should be getting to watching straight away? Have you any recommendations for me? Or if there's anything else you want to have a natter about, let's do it down below in those comments. Drop the video a thumbs up as well. It lets me and YouTube know that you like these videos that I'm making. Lets me know what to make more of, what to make less of. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do think about subscribing like I mentioned earlier. It does help the channel to grow, and I would love to have you stick around for a little bit longer. Thank you so much for watching this video, folks. As always, take care of yourselves, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon.